In a nutshell, alcohol typically refers to drinks such as beer, wine, or spirits. The substance in the drink, in the alcohol that causes the harm, is called ethanol, or also referred to as ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is made when yeast ferments the sugars in certain foods such as fruits, vegetables, or grains. For example, wine is made from the sugars fermented in grapes, while vodka is made from the sugars that are fermented in potatoes. Now, when you take a drink of alcohol, it absorbs into your bloodstream through your stomach and through your small intestines. Once it enters the blood, the body then sends the alcohol straight to the liver, which is your detoxification organ, as it tries to break down this poison and get it out of the body. When you accumulate too much alcohol in the blood, the body starts going into a panic and starts to send alcohol out through any means necessary. This is why when someone intakes a certain level of alcohol and they drink a bit too much, they start throwing up, because the body's starting to actually send the alcohol back out the way that it came in, through the esophagus and out of the mouth. In other words, spewing. Now, not only is alcohol placed in the World Health Organization's highest category for cancer-causing chemicals, but it's also recognized by the World Health Organization as a psychoactive drug, falling under the category of depressants. Because of its sedative effects in lowering the body's central nervous system, slowing down the messages from your brain to your body, which results in things like slurred speech, unsteady body movements, hallucinations and disturbed perceptions, and the inability to act or think efficiently. According to the World Health Organization, alcohol contributes to approximately 3 million deaths worldwide per year. 3 million deaths. That's about 30 million deaths across the last decade. 30 million deaths. That sounds like something you'd have a lockdown over. The major causes of alcohol-related deaths within that approximate 3 million deaths per year are things like alcohol poisoning, liver damage, liver failure, heart failure, car accidents, and the biggest killer of all that's rising more rapidly than any other right now, cancer. Dr. Rose Crossin also analyzed suicides in New Zealand in a separate study, looking at suicides in individuals aged 15 years and over from the year 2007 to the year 2020. Dr. Crossin found that when analyzing 4,658 separate suicide cases, she found that 1,238 of those, so 26.6%, a quarter, had their suicide affected by heavy alcohol intake at their time of death. That means that 1 in every 4 suicides here in New Zealand from the year 2007 to the year 2020 was somewhat influenced or affected by alcohol. When looking at similar stats from around the world, the World Health Organization claims that globally, approximately 55% of domestic violence perpetrators were drinking alcohol either prior to or leading up to the assault. And another one to note is the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health that recently released findings stating that children of alcoholics are 4 times more likely to develop alcohol problems than the general population. Now, this video has been pretty doom and gloom, but I do want to make a point of mentioning that there are people out in the world who can take a drink and consume alcohol without having any of these issues come about. Alcohol does relax the frontal lobe of the brain, which incites feelings of euphoria, happiness, relaxation, and a general expression of positive moods. But this still brings us back to the initial question. If alcohol is causing so much harm, so much suffering, and so much disease around the world, why is it still legal and why is it still available? Dr. Nicola Lepera says, alcohol is the only drug that causes generational destruction, but is marketed as a celebration. What do you guys think? Is this an issue that's too far gone and it's too late to reel it back in? Has society and us as a human culture taken alcohol and run away with it to the point of no return? Or does the problem stem from us as the current generation not educating the younger generation and our kids enough about the harmful effects of this psychoactive drug? But there is just one more theory about an ulterior motive, and that is money.